This is TY back with another video, and today I wanted to talk about AJ versus Jermaine Franklin, the fight that happened yesterday. Listen, man, the fight was the fight was very lackluster. The fight didn't really it was just terrible. Terrible for both guys. It just seemed like a lot, AJ didn't want to. Then it's like he was scared to pull the trigger, and Jermaine Franklin, the same thing. He wasn't taking advantage. Neither one of them was taking advantage of things that they had. There was a lot of openings in the fight. There was a lot of things they could have capitalized on, but they didn't. Then they had that little fight at the end, but it's just like, man, I don't know why y'all wait to do that now. Y'all could have did that like all throughout the 12 rounds that y'all had to fight. So I just thought that was kind of ridiculous. But my breakdown on this fight. Before I break it down, I want to say shout out to everybody, and then a salute to the whole entire LDBC. But my breakdown on this fight, man. Listen, obviously this is the first fight that Anthony Joshua has had under Derrick James as being the trainer. Obviously, there's a lot of things that AJ did that I felt like it was still kind of the old AJ, but more of the gunshot AJ. More of, he was trying to be more of an outside fighter instead of using his weight. Because I think he came in like 255, 256, somewhere around there. He came in like 250 plus. So it was kind of like a thing where, I didn't understand why he didn't use his weight against Jermaine Franklin, regarding him being the taller fighter, the bigger guy. It didn't make any sense for him not to use his weight, not to, get in the inside, to hold him, to tire him out, and then finish him off at the end. I don't understand. In the first round, I saw Jermaine Franklin catch Joshua with I think it was like a left hook or something, and it hurt. It didn't hurt Joshua, but his nose was bleeding. It was bleeding pretty bad, and that's what started all that blood coming from his nose in the first round. The second round, I saw AJ hit Jermaine Franklin with a body shot. I think it was a right hook that he hit Jermaine Franklin with, and it kind of rocked. It kind of hurt Jermaine Franklin. All throughout the time, AJ used his jab, which was good, but at the same, and then that was the thing, that was good for AJ, but it was bad for Jermaine Franklin because Jermaine Franklin wouldn't get inside. He wouldn't fight on the inside. He would just stay out on the outside and try to fight AJ that way, but he was getting tagged with jabs all night long, which was, it was just dumb. There was no head movement at all. He was just getting pieced up all night with the same punch every time that AJ threw. The punch didn't look that fast. I'm not understanding why Jermaine Franklin's not using his head movement, not trying to get in the inside and work to the body, use fast exchanges to try to catch AJ with a shot, and there it goes. Obviously, guys like Andy Ruiz and Usyk gave AJ problems. So, and I thought that that's what Jermaine Franklin would do, but like I said, I wasn't surprised. I wouldn't have been surprised if AJ won this fight. I wanted Jermaine Franklin to win, but obviously we know he was just there for the payday, but and just there for the opportunity. But Joshua was using his jab, and Jermaine Franklin would not get out of the way of the jab. He would just stand right there and just get tagged with it all fight long. Also, Joshua was using the jab, trying to be an outboxer instead of using his size to dominate Jermaine Franklin, because honestly, there really wasn't no reason for him to not stop Jermaine Franklin. I think he had plenty of opportunities to do it. He just didn't do it, Obviously, I think post-fight, AJ said something about, he wanted to get the stoppage, and he even said himself that there was opportunities, but he just, it is what it is. Obviously, we'll see what happens next, whether AJ, continue. I guess he's going to continue to train with Derrick James, and we'll see what happens next. Obviously, he's calling out Tyson Fury, but I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see if that fight happens or not. I just don't see how that fight happens because They tried to make that fight happen 2 years ago and it didn't or 3 years ago, I'm sorry. Well, 2 or 3 years ago, and that fight didn't happen. So it'll be interesting to see if this fight really does evolve or not, and does happen. But AJ to me didn't really look all that good. There was still some things that, like I said, he still looked like the old AJ, but it was like a AJ that was like afraid. It didn't look like the AJ of, the AJ that fought, Dillian White the first time. It wasn't the AJ that fought Klitschko. It wasn't that. It was a different AJ. It was an AJ that was afraid to throw back because he was afraid of return fire. It was an AJ that was holding awfully a lot and looking around and stuff when he was holding. It was like, what is he looking at? You know what I mean? He was very nice and gentle, like when he held Jermaine Franklin, like there wasn't no aggressiveness to him when he fought, aggressiveness at all. It just seemed like he was just there. So my thing is that, I see a lot of these guys beating AJ. Like I see, if Usyk was to fight him again, Usyk beats him. Deontay Wilder for sure knocks him out. Tyson Fury definitely beats him. Joe Joyce definitely stops him. The Dillian White fight might even be interesting. I don't know. He might get caught with a shot and get knocked out by Dillian White. Who knows? But all I know is that this fight, man, is just it wasn't a good fight. It was very lackluster. Like I said, there wasn't really anything that I seen in AJ that was like, man, AJ, he got something going. This was just, AJ where I felt like was very gunshot. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. In AJ's future as far as what he's gonna do next. Obviously, AJ said that he was gonna try to come back in the summertime, so we'll see. But we'll see what happens. To me, I see him, getting another soft touch, another soft opponent, and then he might fight somebody with a name, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, tell me what you guys think. Shout out to the whole entire LDBC. Much love to y'all. And again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Peace.